Yeah, this is Brandon.
Yeah. This is Jesse.
Yeah.
So, what were we talking about today?
Attitude of the gym, and other people being stronger.
You're right. They could be. Because weightlifting is 90% mental and 10% physical.
A lot of people get upset, like, he can lift more than me. I like him,
Take your ball and go home, of course. It's easier to just pick up your ball and run and just pretend like it's not your fault that they're bigger. It technically is. Everyone has the same opportunity to be just as big as the man next to them or as lean as the man next to them. It's all your goals and really the ceiling that you create for yourself. People that are trying to essentially understand, why they have limitations, why emotions eventually turn into feelings, which then turn into habits over time. People generally just really always look up and feel emasculated. Why would you feel that way when you have so much room to claw and grow? When you're standing at the top of the mountain, what do you have? Oh, you have no motivation, you have no one around you to push you, you feel lazy. Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. Why wouldn't you push yourself when put in front of a challenge? Why would you pick up your ball and go home? This guy clearly, or this girl, has been working hard, and they deserve to look that way. And so do you. But you shouldn't hate on them or yourself because you don't look or feel the way that they do. Change your attitude. The day doesn't suck, your attitude sucks. You can make time. It's just like that same thing when you're texting someone. Oh, I've been busy. No, you can take 5 seconds to send a text message, and you can take 5 seconds to try to be better in the gym, be better at work, be better anywhere. But if you set your ceiling too low and just hate on everyone that is better, you will never, ever, ever taste what it's like at the top of the mountain. That air is so sweet, and you earn it.
So you want to surround yourself with people that are better and stronger than you.
Correct. Some of the richest people in the world say, if I'm not good at it, I hire someone that's better than me because then I can efficiently work my product, work my line, and they can do what they're best at. I can allow them to shine. Why am I going to try to do everything when I know that this guy is better for the job than I am? You have to put your pride aside. That's another thing too. You look at yourself and you can't admit that someone is better. And it's not that they're more gifted than you. They just put more effort than you did, and they made a ceiling that was much higher than yours. And if you spend your whole time looking at a 6-7 foot ceiling, when the guy next to you that you're envious of or the girl next to you is looking at 20-30 feet up, you can't hate on that. You need to push your ceiling. You need to push your limits, get out of your comfort zone and try a little harder. Make a few small changes. And then what happens when you're at the top of the mountain? Who pushes you then? You're the only one that can push you.
So what do you do? When you get to the top of the mountain, what do?
You train and teach so that people can catch up, and then you use their drive and motivation to fuel your passion. And that's why I love coaching, because when I'm working with young athletes or older men that are powerlifters, it motivates me because I can see the fire and tenacity that I had that allowed me to get towards the top. And it allows me to refuel that passion. I even get goosebumps just thinking about when I see them training. It makes me go back 5 years. You have to surround yourself with people that push you. We mirror people to the 10th. We have mirror neurons. And if you, essentially, one of the richest men in the world says, show me your friends, I'll show you your future. This is true. And if you're wanting to hang around with people that set the bar real low, then guess what? Your bar is probably going to be set low too. You really need to choose your friends, and you need to push yourself, and you need to get out of your comfort zone.
And if you are at the top, then teach.
Correct.
So that you're not at the top anymore.
Damn right.
Teach someone to get better than you. Your student is better than you, and then you got a new goal.
Damn right. And they're hungry. I get goosebumps just thinking about it, because watching these kids and the fire in their belly when they're going to give up. But I'm right there to tell them, yes, you can. We're not going to get hurt today. I'm right here. You go. If you can't get the rep, I'm going to help. But I want you to try. And without that push, they wouldn't try the rep. And without me watching them give every bit of energy, I would not be able to grow. I would just be lethargical. Enjoy the top of the mountain, look on down and wait for someone to catch up. And by then say, oh, my day is past. I used to be this, I used to be that. Why? Age shouldn't stop you. Time shouldn't stop you. You want something, you'll get it, right? And it's easier to just take your ball and go home. Say, oh, that's he's this big because of this. She's this pretty because of this. Why? She's not any better than you, and he's not any better than you. He or she just works harder than you at what you're envious of. I don't want to say it like that, but
Okay.
right? You
Yeah.
know? So next thing you know, they're saying, oh, I used to be. Those steps, they come quick. You have to always keep in the back of your mind why you're doing it. What makes you get up in the morning? What?
You can lose it quickly.
Quickly.
Yeah, you get the home life, you settle down, married, kids, job, and then you lose it, and you have to work so that doesn't happen.
Perfect. That's exactly how it is. But they don't know it's coming. It's like a pitfall. They just don't realize it till they're at the bottom of the steps. Like, wait a minute. I used to be, what is this? You see parts of your body gooey that were never gooey before. And it's solely because one step leads to another. And it's so much easier to not push your comfort zone every day. It's so much easier to do the same thing every day. Put on your pants the same way, brush your teeth the same way, go to work the same way, eat the same meals, and go to sleep. But to change and force change constantly is the only way to truly be on top. The best athletes in the world are always pushing the envelope. They're really pushing change every day. Change has to be something that you adapt or die. And if you're not willing to constantly push for more and keep finding ways to fuel them, well, you can always tell the stories about how good you used to be.
How you used to be, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's about, we need to control our habits instead of allowing our habits to control us.
Correct. And that's a lot of mind over matter. 90% mental, 10% physical. No one's more gifted. Everyone's born with the same amount of fibers that they die with.
And you have muscle because of how you think.
Correct. Because if he was dying right now, which God forbid, but
Okay.
if he was
Thank
dying,
you.
I would come and scoop that car up, to protect you. But why can't I pick that car up right now?
Oh,
Where's my limit?
Right. If you had a bigger motivation, you'd do it, but what's not motivating you right now? What the heck? It's the same you, it's the same body. The only difference is the mind, so get your mind in gear and go.
90% mental, 10% physical. And that will always be the way of weightlifting. That's daily life. And those little things just eventually turn into, I used to be great. I used to be. And I hate, in America, it's a huge problem. Everybody, I used to be. Back when I was young. Well, you're still young. You're in your 30s, you're in your 40s, even in your 50s. You're still young.
Oh yeah.
As long as the body and mind is willing, you're young. I don't understand why people I got old, I got kids and a family. I have a child, I have a family. I still make time to push myself. Right?
Yeah.
It's a difference. I feel like I don't like no change. I feel unproductive. They say the smartest kids in school go for the easiest jobs. They become doctors, lawyers, what have you. And it's laid out for you. 8 years of school, 12 years of school, you make 6 figures and you just coast. But then why is the C+ student the one who becomes the billionaire? Because he's the one that has the hunger and drive, because he's not lazy. The smarter you are, the lazier you are, because you use your brain to do things instead of your body. And instead of everything you have, when you use every fiber of your being, you can achieve anything you put your mind to. But if you just want to be lazy and be the valedictorian and get all A's and then become a doctor, and there's your roof. It's simple, it's easy, it's like the womb. It's comforting. It's like mutual funds.
Mutual fund, investing in mutual funds.
So, what do you think?
I think I'm 41. And how old are you, Brandon?
I'm turning 30 in 9 days.
Okay. All right.
Not 30 in 9 days. It's
okay.
Farewell 20s.
Okay. All right. Can women do bodybuilding?
Of course. Women can do anything that they want. They can do essentially anything that a man can.
Why would people think otherwise? I don't get that.
Stigma. Everybody thinks that a woman should be at home making sandwiches, but the truth is I've seen some women lift more than the guy that's saying she should make a sandwich. I've seen some fantastic female athletes. There's no real limit of man or woman. It's really just how bad you want it and how much you're willing to do to make that change. Because Denzel Washington says, I'm not rich because I'm lucky. I'm rich because I will do the things that you don't want to do. And that's getting up early, that's eating right, that's making sure that you're training at proper times, you're training at different times too. Your diet is constantly different, shocking your metabolism. You're constantly looking at new exercises, trying to understand the kinetics of them and what muscle group is working or relaxing while the other moves with agonist and antagonist muscle groups, and understanding how your motor neurons fire, and the chain, or the kinetic chain, I should say, that really allows you to do that lift. And then the more you know, the better you are at training, because you don't need someone's program. You know how the muscles work. You have to train different muscle groups that work intrinsically with it.
So you have to train the whole body.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
You can't just make one part stronger. You have to think about the whole healthy body.
Correct.
And you have to learn the science and the details.
Exactly. And that's being smarter than the weight. 90% mental, 10% physical.
You know, I exercise with Brandon just a little bit, and he's a walking encyclopedia. He knows every joint. He knows every piece of cartilage, its name. It's like he has the inside of the body memorized in his mind.
I think it just comes from 17 years of constantly doing what I said every day. Learning a new exercise and learning what muscles are incorporated at each point of the lift, on the eccentric phase with gravity and the concentric phase against gravity. So if I can figure out what muscles are firing when, I can change my other days of the week to make that one lift better. And that's really the trick. People just think you go and you bench, you're gonna have a better bench. You deadlift, you're gonna have a better deadlift. Wrong. You want a better deadlift, you're gonna have to squat more. And you're also going to have to work on hip pliability as well as tightening your core. Believe it or not, your core, if it's not tight from the get-go, you're going to drop over and you're going to C-curve right away. Or your butt's going to come up and you're not going to trust your hamstrings and your quads. You're going to go right to your back. And how can you work that? Good deep squats, hip thrusters, side lateral motion, stuff like that. Really to build, bands around, and then doing adductor side stretches. And there's a lot of things you can do to protect yourself while you lift, increase your numbers, and push your comfort zone every day. But again, it's easier to just take my ball and I'll go home.
Right. It's easy to give him home.
It is.
Brandon? Okay.
It's been a pleasure.
All right. Cheerio.